Hello, my name is Parker Jones, and this is the final project video. So I'm just going to go through the list of things that we're supposed to talk about and show you how it works. So first thing I want to do is it shows that I'm not logged in. So I'm just going to go to one of these guys here, and it shows reviews that have been made and who wrote them, when they wrote them. But it doesn't allow me to make a review because I'm not logged in. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to log in. Right. Okay, so now I'm logged in. Test account is my name. And so now if we go back to that same guy, still shows those reviews here, but now it shows my screen name that I can't edit, T account, and then allows me to make a review. So I'm going to make a review. I'll just say, this is a great car, and submit review. So now if I scroll down, you'll see it updates with the most recent one on top. This is a great car, and it says who wrote it. T account wrote this one, T account wrote this one, and then P Jonesy wrote this one. So that's how that works. Now that I just added this review, I'll show you, and I'll refresh this. In reviews, you'll see this is a great car was just added. It has its own separate Rev ID, and then the date and time, the inv ID, which is 3, and you'll see it matches this one that was a review there and this one that was a review there. And then the client D, which matches these guys here, these bottom ones, because that's when I was logged in as the test, and the 19 is when I was logged in as the P Jonesy. Yeah, and you'll notice that the names for the columns kind of match what we have been trying to do. I guess what's normal. So rev for review, rev ID, rev text, rev date, and then we have the inv ID and client ID so that we can link them with a certain car or a certain client. And you'll notice that in any of these, no review was added to them. It was just the reviews table. So that's how that works. Let's go back here. You'll see that it was added in the vehicle detail page, but let's go to our test account. Manage your product reviews, and then it shows the car, when it was reviewed, gives you the chance to edit or delete. This is the one that I just did, the Lamborghini Aventador. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. Oops, edit it. This is a great car for reals. Oops. Okay, so then I will hit update. It says your review has been successfully edited. I'm going to go back and edit it, and then I'm going to just leave it how it is and update, which means it won't change anything, so it won't work. It says, sorry, but your attempt to edit a review failed. Please try again. And then we go back and edit it and erase everything. Make sure the review field is not blank. So, and then we can go back and delete it. There's this little disclaimer here, deletes cannot be undone, or if you want to delete this review. And I'll say, yes, I'm sure, delete. Review has been deleted and can no longer be seen or accessed by anyone. So you'll see it's not here. If we go to that car, it's not there anymore. And if we go here and refresh, it's no longer there. So that works there. So now I'm just going to test the HTML and CSS for the few pages that we have here. So validate local HTML. Good to go here. Close out of that, get back in here, and we will also validate the CSS. Good to go there. And then I'll also just quickly do that for this page with the reviews. Validate local HTML. Good to go. Don't have to do the CSS because it's the same CSS as before. They all share the same CSS, so good to go there. And we'll just do the HTML for the edit page, and then we'll go back and then do it for the delete page. Good to go. All right. So now I'll just show you what it's like when we get out of that. Okay. So it shows the reviews still there. Nothing really changes on that view. If we go into here, you'll see it. They shrink to fit the size. And same with if we want to edit or delete. So there's all that for responsiveness. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the actual code for a little bit. So the reviews controller, you'll see that we have code for adding a review, and it does the filtering and the sanitizing and the trimming and all that fun stuff. And we do the rev outcome and then call the function add review, which I'll show in the model. And then if it didn't change anything, or if it changed something, we'll say thanks for the review. If not, we'll say sorry. Same kind of stuff with the edit page. This is just to bring up the edit page. Same with the delete page. This is just to bring it up. We pass the rev ID because we'll need that for building the page and get the rev info. And then the del rev is to delete the review. We call the delete review function, which is found in the model, which we'll show you. And then same thing with updating the review. We call the edit review function. So I'll go ahead and show those functions. So delete review, it's pretty simple. You pass in the rev ID and you say delete from reviews where rev ID equals rev ID, and you return the row count. Pretty much the same with edit review, except for this one you pass in the rev ID and the rev text, and you say update reviews, set the rev text to the new rev text where the rev ID matches, and you make sure you bind those values. And then same thing, you'd get the row count. And then the get reviews info. This is just selecting everything from reviews where rev ID equals rev ID. Get reviews by client. You pass in the client ID instead of rev ID, so that you just get the reviews for that client. Getting the reviews by the inv ID, so this is for the cars themselves. You can get all the reviews for that. And then this is the code for adding the review. So you just insert into reviews, rev text, client ID, inv ID. That's the three things we're passing through. Yeah, and that is how that is done. So now we'll look at real quick in the functions. We have a code for building the review display. So that's building that review display for the client, and then build the client reviews. Okay, so this one's the ones for the client, and this is the one for the car. It'll just loop through each review and show the information there. Same thing here, except for just that one client. This is the page where if you want to edit the review, so it pulls up that, and this is the page where you want to delete the review, and it just kind of formats it the way that we saw it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let's see, yeah, that's how the model view controller relationship works in here, and that is my video.